Hey, it's Mopar Keith here at Noel Automotive, and this is Dan Hyduke, and today we're going to do a little drive around with Dan, and we're going to talk about his 1970 Charger RT. Alright, so we're going to go for a drive with Dan, and we're just going to talk about the car a little bit. And I restored this, what year?
I picked it up in 2010.
2010.
Yeah, so you had it for, what, a year, a little over a year?
Okay.
Maybe two, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Well, we're going to go for, let's go down to the park.
Okay.
And we'll just drive around a little bit. And we'll just talk about the car and show you some of the finer details on it. So Dan, what can you tell us about the restoration on this?
Well, it was supposed to be, and it is 100% complete. In other words, I started in 1981 to get this restored and finished in 2010. So it took a little while. And I physically took most of the car apart with the help of a body shop. And then I took all of the sheet metal parts to Chicago and had them all dipped. And we started all over. So that's how I started, and everything basically was put back and made new again.
Yeah, here's the part right here. The body shell was not dipped?
Everything was dipped. Shell, hood,
okay.
Fenders, deck lid, doors, all the sheet metal, including the body. Yeah.
And so that was 1981.
That was in 1980. 81, 82.
So I was 11 years old. Yeah, so you started. So the car, so it was showing its age by 1981.
Well, yeah, I bought the car in 70, of course. At the end of the year, it was a leftover that was a factory rep car. So they were already making 71s, and it was really the only choice the end of the year.
So this car had some miles on it before you actually purchased it?
Yeah, it had, I think, about 3,300 miles.
Oh wow! So it wasn't that new, really. It had,
no,
but it still smelled new. And
it functioned like new,
yeah,
and it looked new. It was in nice shape physically, but like I said, it was the only choice. There wasn't any other new ones.
Right. So what was your intention when you went to buy it? Were you looking for a Dodge Charger?
I was looking specifically for a Dodge Charger, and of course I'm looking in the fall, so I'm not remembering that I can't order one unless I want a 71.
Right.
And I looked at the 71s, and I did not like them. I did not like them at all.
Right.
They had one at the dealership there, and I said, no, we're going to just deal with the 70 that you have in stock. He had two of them. He had a white one and he had this one. The white one was a 4-speed, but it didn't have air, and you can't get air with a 4-speed, so I opted for the air car.
Yeah.
Which is a much better deal for me now that I'm old. I wouldn't like the 4-speed anyway.
I know. I mean, 4-speeds are cool and everything, but sometimes at the end of the day, I like to just pull up to a stop sign and just push on the brake and not have to deal with everything.
You're right.
Right.
And that was, when I was 25 years old or something like that, so it didn't matter then, but I'm glad now that I got what I got. I've got air conditioning, and I don't have to deal with a clutch all the time.
Right. And at that point, did you know your wife? Or
yeah, we'd been married for, this is the first new car my wife and I ever bought. We drove the used cars. We were married in 1967.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
We could just park up here in a
yeah.
spot.
So we came to Iowa in 1968 and drove our old cars until finally one day we said it's time for a new one.
Got it.
Well, she didn't have much say because I knew what I wanted.
Right.
So,
did you own Chrysler stuff before that?
No, we drove Fords.
Ford guy, huh?
Ford. Well, I was a guy that took her father's trade-in because he always kept them 5 years, had like 13,000 miles on them when he traded them, and so we got one of those and
I see.
kept it until we bought this one.
So you're on the hunt, you're in Iowa City, you're looking for a Dodge Charger, and at the time it was Hartwig Dodge.
Hartwig Motors.
Hartwig Motors.
Yeah, the Dodge. Okay. They were Hartwig,
Hartwig Motors in Iowa City, Iowa, and they weren't really known for a performance car place, were they? I mean,
no, they were just a Dodge dealer.
Just a regular Dodge dealer.
Yeah, they did.
I remember talking to some Bob, the parts guy there, and I remember Doug Swales maybe worked there a little bit.
Yeah.
And there were like no six-pack or Hemi cars that really went through that place.
There were a few.
Not
many.
Right.
My next door neighbor, when we bought this car, happened to work as a mechanic there, and he did buy a Super B Hemi Super B. So I had that. Yeah, at Hart. Yeah, and so I had it sitting next to me. He drove it to work every day, 3 or 4 miles. And it was you could tell when he started his car up and was going to work.
Sure.
And so he had that a number of years. I don't know, maybe 5 years. And finally, I remember one day I came back and he was driving something else. He couldn't deal with the gas. I'm only driving 3 or 4 miles to work every day.
Right.
It was killing him. So he
why don't we shut
traded
this off
it.
and we'll just keep talking some more here.
He traded it. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of, I had that car then when I lived on my first home I bought too, that we bought. We had it there. And we moved 2 more times. And in 1981, like I say, 77 is when I retired the car.
Okay.
Because, that's when we had the gas issues, right in the 70s, right in the heart of it. So we decided we needed a new car, a station wagon. We had 2 kids by then.
Right.
So we went and ordered a new station wagon, and it was a Plymouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
a Plymouth Volare. And what I did is I ordered that car with all of the options of a Premier, but it was the standard car. So it looked like a Premier, but I didn't have to pay the tax and didn't have to pay the increased license fee on it.
Right.
Plus, I was I don't know if there ever was another one. I had a 3-speed or 4-speed with an overdrive, floor shifter in a station wagon in a 318. Odd as heck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Loved
You're
it.
trying to buy an economy car and load it up.
I did.
Yeah.
I bought it with overdrive. See, I got overdrive, and and there I got my stick shift. See.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So then this car just sat until 1981. Then I'd drive it once in a while, and I decided the brakes had seized on it from storage. There was a little bit of rust starting to show on the rear wheel well, just a little, and of course around the back window where all of them rust out.
Yep.
And I decided it was time. I'm going to make the car new. I want a new car. I'm not going to drive it much, so let's just make it new. I've got a lot,
Right.
So that's when I started in '81. And
so we talked about how you took it apart and you acid dipped the car, and so this car still retains the original engine and transmission.
There's everything on this car is original except the windshield.
Okay.
Even the trim. And all of this glass is original. The stickers are original. The back window's original. All the sheet metal's original. Every mechanical part is original.
Even the seat covers are still original.
No, they're not. I did have them recovered.
Okay.
At the time I had them recovered, they did not have this insert material.
Okay.
So I found a partial bolt of this seat cover material that was brown. This insert diamond pattern stuff that was brown, and I sent it to Legendary Interiors. They didn't have it either, and they said, just send it to us and we'll dye it and we'll make you new seat covers, and so they did.
Oh, wow.
So we're sitting on brown insert factory seat cover material.
Like original NOS material.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get out of the car. We'll walk around it here a little bit and talk some more. So there's those seat covers. So was it just the insert part, or Legendary made the whole seat
They made
cover,
the whole seat cover.
The whole seat cover.
Yeah, yes.
But they were able to use the pattern.
They used my material that was brown and they dyed it white.
Wow. Impressive. Yeah. All right. So are the door panels and stuff?
They're all unrestored.
Okay. All right.
No, all of the trim I buffed out myself.
Right.
It's all original.
Right.
I didn't have to replace any trim. All the labels, the gas cap is unpitted and it's original.
Wow.
all the trim, moldings, everything, the lights, bumper, all that stuff. That's all the original stuff. I did replace the wheels because they were so rusty, and I
Right.
wanted 15-inch tires because 14s are so hard to buy.
Right. So I remember this being
Yeah.
a deal when we restored the car, is that you wanted it to look original, even
Yes.
with the white walls.
Yep.
But we found 15-inch wheels with trim rings.
Yes, and they're exactly correct. They're just 15-inch instead of 14.
Right. So you even measured like the wheel run out.
Everything.
So the speedometer would be
The
fairly
speedometer
correct.
is right. I matched
Yep.
the tires to the 15-inch rims so that they were the same as the old 14-inch ones.
Got it. Yep. So when I met you, this car had already been body worked
Yes.
and in primer,
Mhm.
and the top was even on it. I remember the top was on it. So I remember the top was kind of curled up a little bit
Yep.
and masked off. And then what was the deal? The original body shop, the guy just quit on it, or
Yeah,
how was
he
that?
got he got tired. I don't know what. I don't really know. He never did tell me why, other
Okay.
than he was, he didn't think I had the money or something because, and it sat there for a number of years before he finally decided to pick it up and to move it.
Got
So I
it.
moved it home.
So it was like in body shop jail for a while.
It was in
just,
body shop jail. Then I moved it
yeah.
home and all the
Okay.
pieces home.
Right. And at the time, you ran your own repair shop.
No, not at
Or-
that time. I
Oh,
was
okay.
still working in the insurance business at that
Okay.
time. Everything I did was just when I could and where I could.
Right. Right. And you were an AMSOIL dealer.
Yeah,
at
have
that
been
point.
for 35
and then
years.
You see, it still even got an AMSOIL hat on. Yep.
They're always nicely designed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're fancy. I like them.
Yep. So yeah, so I met you, and in 1997 I started my shop, and I had restored a couple cars, and then however it was that we got together, but it was decided that I would finish the body work and paint the car
And put it
then-
together.
and then help you put it together.
Yeah, assemble it because
Yeah.
I had the K member done, I had the transmission, I had the engine all rebuilt, the rear end all rebuilt. I had everything that was off the car rebuilt.
Right.
It just wasn't assembled. I had all the chrome done on the chrome bumpers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I had the trim all done, I had all the glass, I had the interior was all done, but it was all sitting in my basement.
Right. All right. So why don't you pop the hood and let's talk about the trials and
Oh,
tribulations
God, no.
that we went through on this engine.
Oh,
So
geez.
this was quite the deal. All right, so this car, and I gotta say, I've been doing this for dozens of years now, and this is one of the most smoothest running, strong running, and best starting engines that I've ever worked on. So let's talk about what you had to go through to
Okay.
get it that way.
Okay.
I mean, this thing was crazy. We had this thing out of here, what, like 3 times?
3 times.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was rebuilt 4 times.
Right.
First time it was rebuilt, I put it in storage for like 15 years. And it sat so long that I decided I better have it torn down and inspected for rust before I did anything.
Right.
So they rehoned it and redid it again. Same guy. All right. And then
like
after we got it all done the second time, you put it in and we were running the car. You started the car and we took it home, we ran it, but it shook too much. It wasn't balanced.
Right. Right.
And
it ran decent, but there was something not right.
it was shaking. The steering wheel was shaking. It was out of balance. So we took it out a third time.
Yeah.
And I took it back to that same guy for the third time, and he is not a Mopar guy, he's a Chevy guy, but I brought him the torque converter and brought him the front damper and said, here, and he took the crank out and supposedly balanced it all again, because it's
Right.
externally balanced,
Yeah.
okay?
All right.
Put it back in, wasn't balanced any better the third time.
So you say externally balanced.
Yeah, these motors were externally balanced. They were balanced on the torque converter with weights, and the front harmonic balancer was offset.
Okay.
They're all externally balanced.
Okay.
And so he didn't get that right.
Yeah. Well, something was off.
Yes, it was still off.
And by this time, I mean, the car was complete.
The car was complete.
We had TTI. We have TTI 2.5-inch exhaust
Yep.
on it with the H pipe in it, and I mean, this car was done.
It was done.
This car was like done.
Yeah.
So the worst thing to do as you can imagine, is pulling an engine out of a done car.
Yeah.
You know, like all the bolts
For the yeah.
and just everything is just super perfect.
Yeah.
And you're like, God dang it, I got to pull the engine out of this thing again.
Yes, we did though.
So, yeah.
But this time, I took it to a guy that I'd known for a number of years in Cedar Rapids that built race engines.
And who was that? Like Dynamat or something? Or
Performance Concepts was the name of his business.
okay.
And he spent a lot of time at Hawkeye Downs, etc. And I knew him personally, so he told me to bring it up. He'd get it right. So
yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll just reach in here and tap the key.
Yeah.
And that thing just,
Yeah.
and it just sits there and purrs.
Yeah.
It's got just a little bit of a rumble to it.
Well, yeah, and it's kind of, they're smoothing out now.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, this thing is super
Yeah.
smooth.
Well, I'll tell you the secret. And you should probably keep this secret in mind when you do it. He forced me. He said, "No, we're not. It's unbalanced. We're not going to use that Chrysler crap."
Okay.
So he said, "We're gonna balance this internally."
Okay.
There's a Mopar shop in Dubuque. He said, "You're going to go up there. You're going to buy a new crank, and he's going to have the pistons and everything. He's going to balance that assembly. It's going to be internally balanced." So I did that. I bought a new crank and had it all internally balanced, and then I brought it back and he built the engine from that. And then he said, "Okay, we're going to do something else. We're going to order a cam." And I said, "The only condition I have on the cam is it has to provide at least 17 inches of vacuum so that I can run my booster."
Right, exactly.
So we spec'd the cam for that, which is probably as close to factory as you could get anyway. So we didn't, it isn't hopped up any with a low vacuum and, you know, lope over lope.
Right,
That's why
right.
it runs so sweet.
And you know, the Chrysler engineers, they kind of knew what they were doing.
They did.
So it's like trying to expand on what they
But
already knew.
the reason this car starts instantly, and the minute you hit that throttle, it accelerates.
Yeah.
It's got roller cam and roller rockers.
Right, right.
That roller cam made all the difference. It smoothed everything out, so everything's instant now. Just bang right now.
Right. And we have a AVS carburetor on it right now.
I have an Edelbrock 2.
Okay, it's
AVS 2.
It's an AVS 2.
It's AVS
right.
2.
Right.
I had a 1,
Okay.
a big 750. To be honest with you, I think 750 is too big
Okay.
for this motor without a huge cam in it and without, 3-inch exhaust with no mufflers.
Right.
So I went back to the 650 AVS 2, and when this car's got a little heat in it, it runs like it's fuel injected. And
Yeah.
you've driven it. There's no stumble, no nothing.
Right. And you've driven this car to Dubuque, Iowa, which is like a 2-hour drive.
Yep.
And
Several times.
and and you went on Power Tour.
I went on the power part of
Yeah.
it, not the whole thing.
Okay. All right. But
The
anyone
Iowa
that's
part.
been on Power Tour,
Yeah.
you're driving hundreds of miles
Yeah.
and putting some time on it, and this car just performs beautiful. So,
Well, and once you get all the little nicky-nacky things that are wrong with it fixed, it's even better.
right. You get in, it's like a brand new car.
Yeah.
Like even a modern brand new car even. So
Yes.
yeah, good cold air conditioning, electronic ignition. So here's one thing that you did is we mounted the ignition module back there,
Yes.
and so that's always a
I
hot
hid it.
topic. Yep, that's always a hot topic with everybody is like
Yep.
points or ignition and where to mount the box.
This was a points car,
Yeah.
and and if you notice with the block, everything's up there. The resistor, it just looks just like it's factory original,
Right.
but it's electronic,
Yep.
hidden away.
Yep. And so over the years, you've brought it back to me just for maintenance stuff, and we just fixed a power steering lead, and it's got a new AC compressor on it. Is that like the second AC compressor?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the second
So
one.
the one that we replaced was the original AC compressor.
No, I bought a Remand one. I still have the original one somewhere. I got to find it. But I bought a Remand one 20 years ago.
Okay.
You know, when I was collecting parts.
When you could still buy them.
When I could still buy them, and so I put it on, etc. And it couldn't have been remanned. You know, the clutch just exploded on it.
Yeah.
And
well, I remember when you had it in here, it was actually melting.
yeah, it was not good. So I was forced to replace all the rest of the stuff then. The dryer, the expansion valve, flush the system, change the oil in it.
Yep. And these hoses were vintage air?
Yes.
Helped you with the hoses then?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
They made them.
And then the condenser is a replacement also.
Yes, they made that too. Okay. And you can see it's horizontal for the the 134. It's not the up and down fin one.
Yeah. So no, it fits in there great, and it looks really good too.
It was designed for this application to be a 134.
Yeah. No, it works really good. So, all right. So this the other thing. Let's talk about some of the other demands that you had. Is when you bought this car, it was a tin can. Sounded like a tin can. And so when we put the car back together, you wanted Dynamat everywhere.
Yes.
Let's get in the trunk here for a second, and we'll show what we went through on that.
Okay. The whole doors, both doors. It's in the quarters up front. It's all the way. It's not on the trunk floor, but it's on all the floor pans. But it's on the panels all the way back here.
Yep.
And then I had you spray that stuff on it to kind of give it a semi-original look.
Yep. So
but that's all Dynamat under there.
We got Dynamat with undercoating, and then we sprayed it yellow. Yeah. And I mean, this thing, it is really solid. And when you drive the car, I mean, you've got all the bugs worked out of it. There's no suspension rattles.
Well,
and
there is one issue with the suspension.
What's that?
It doesn't rattle. But when I restored the K-member, I used the first generation polyurethane bushings.
Okay.
Mistake.
Did they squeak a little bit?
They squeak like crazy.
Got it.
Because there's no lubrication. In the first generation, they didn't provide lubrication. You just put them in and used them, and so they squeak. Well, the new stuff now has zerts and everything where you can squirt lubricant into them, so they don't do that.
Right.
So one day you might be rebuilding my front end to get rid of the squeaks. But it comes from that.
Yeah, so original fuel cap on there. That's crazy.
That's the original lock.
I'll see these for sale sometimes, these locking caps. Yeah. These things sell for like $500.
Oh God, there's my original keys.
Still got the original keys too.
Yeah, they're all worn out.
Look at that. How many miles are on this right now?
Right now there's 7,000 some.
Okay.
Since you finished it.
7,000 miles on a restoration.
Yeah.
And this car looks great. Oh, we did put the bruise tape coating on the bottom here.
We did.
So that helps save that.
Yeah.
But this car still looks really straight. And we talked about this before, but the way the door shuts, and it's just got a really solid sound to it.
It does. I like the car.
Just a great car. So 70 RT in Dodge Top Banana. That's FY1 for the code. And
there is one other improvement I made that made all the difference in the world to how it handles and drives.
What's that?
Subframe connectors.
Oh, that's right. We did put.
Absolutely, and they're round ones, so they're better than the square box ones.
Right. I remember putting those in too.
Those are global. Those are Global West, and you can twist a box.
Okay.
If you twist it hard, you cannot twist a pipe.
A pipe won't. Yeah.
So a pipe won't twist. So it took. I mean, I can put this on a hoist and put the mounts anywhere and open and close the doors.
Right. So that's one thing that we do in our shop when we have the asymmetric hoist. Is I will always pop the door loose when I raise the car because I think it's hard on the latches.
Well, it is because the car bends.
And it can pull the door out of adjustment.
But this car won't bend.
Right.
You can open the door right on the hoist.
So when we have, like, let's say a modern Crown Victoria or Caprice, a full frame car or something, and you won't see this open, but on these old Mopars, when you put it on the hoist, you see that gap open up right there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I lift a car, I'll always just pop the door like that. And whether it's an A, B, or E body.
Right here, from about here down to about here. When I got the car out of dipping, there was a crack in the quarter panel. That's common. All. It's all from the body twisting.
Yep, and sometimes we'll see it crack right up in here too, but real common.
I had a crack in the quarter panel. It was broken.
Yep. Well, I can't think of anything else. Is there anything you'd like to tell our viewers? So I got a lot of people that watch me on YouTube and stuff.
No,
So,
good place to bring your car. He knows his stuff.
Yep. So
That's all I
this
can
was
tell
a
you.
good
I bring it in, I got a problem, he knows how to fix it.
Yep. Real familiar with the car. So I appreciate the interview, Dan, and a little bit of a history lesson. And we'll get me back to the shop, and we'll talk some more. Thank you,
Okay,
Dan.
we'll go via Chicago.
All right, we'll see you.
I'm for a ride. See ya, thanks.